Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. Welcome to Wednesday. That means it's time for stamping through my stash. So every Wednesday, I take a stamp set that I haven't inked up yet, and I show you all the stamps in the set. And then at the end, we make a card with the set. The reason I do this is because I really think that when you order new Stampin' Up supplies, you should use them right away. Ink them up, check out to make sure all the stamps are working properly, and if you have dies or a punch that goes with it, do them all. The reason for that is you have 3 months from the date of purchase to return anything if you're not happy with it. So there's, especially if there's something wrong with it, then Stampin' Up will replace it. So that's always good to know. The second reason you should stamp through your stash is that you will get inspired. You are more likely to use your stuff if you open it up right away, then it won't just sit on your shelf. So I have a great set to share with you today. Today is Wednesday, July the 19th. And the reason I'm saying that is that there's a 24-hour sale today from Stampin' Up, 15% off all stamp sets in the annual catalog. So that's quite exciting. I hope you shop with me. My name is Jackie Vandersar Boot, but I still am as Jackie Bolcha as a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. It takes a while to get all the official names changed, and sometimes it's just easier to keep the old one. However, let's take a look at the wonderful stamp set that I'm using today, and it's called Wonderful Thoughts. Words are powerful, and it's so nice to put nice words in a card. And today I want to share with you that it's really easy to make a card. It doesn't have to take hours. It doesn't have to take a half pound of paper and a ton of stamp sets and dies. So let's just ink these all up. I have used a few. This set does come with dies, but we are not using the dies today. Just going to put those out of the way. And now I have a few stamps in here already. Now, what did I do with the rest of them? This is a bit of a problem. I better go find them first. Okay, they were sitting underneath my paper. Now, I have just a few left on here because I have a few sitting on paper that I want to share with you. But this is how your stamps will come in the case. They come on a hard piece of acetate, and then there's a thin piece that you peel off. Keep this little piece. It's important, okay? Now, these ones, you're going to take off this sheet, and they can go straight on your case, right? The words are underneath here. They're upside down, but this is great because you can right away see if you have all your stamps or not. And that one's wrong. Well, that one goes here. This is great for the brain too, I think. You know, you can, it's like a little kid's wooden puzzle. So anyway, I'm just going to put them all on here for now, just to show you what you do. The ones that are missing are already waiting. Now, this long one we're going to do first. So after you have all your stamps in there, then you're going to take that thin piece and you're going to cover it. That keeps them safe. And then you can save this piece for making a fun card with acetate, a pop-up or who knows what. So I just put that on the shelf behind me. So let's start with this long skinny one. See how bendy it is? We're just going to lay it flat on the table. And then we're going to take a big block. This is the longest, biggest block that's skinny. It's block I, and you just go like so, and then you pick it up. And I still see that it's slightly crooked. You don't want it to be crooked. And the first time you use one of these stamps, it is really sticky. It still looks a bit crooked. I don't like that. So this is going to be a tricky one to use. You can lay it on your grid paper. You don't want to stretch it either. That looks pretty straight. Okay. We're going to ink it up in early espresso. Up it goes. Our ink pads naturally store upside down, keeps them juicy longer. So light tap, tap all the way across. And then I'm going to turn it around, and we'll go right at the top. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it a press in the middle, and there you go. So that's a good one. And now I'm going to cheat a little bit. I should clean this first. So I like to use a chamois. It looks filthy. I wash it out every day, once a day. Just let the water run out and squeeze till it runs clear. See, so now what you want to do, get in the habit of putting that back in your stamp case right away. There we go. So now I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to take my block, and I'm going to see how many I can get on here. And that way, it won't take as long. This is for you to see all the stamps in action, and then I'm going to show you a really simple way to make cards. Something that every stamper should have in their arsenal. And this one. Let's just make sure they're not upside down. Okay. Good. We'll ink them all up. There's 5 stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'm just going to lay it sideways because it's easier to hold my block that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This is only the beginning of a life filled with love. My heart will always be tied to yours. I'll listen to your silence when words are just too much. You are much appreciated. You can do amazing things. Okay, let's clean it. So great words. I just gave a card to my hairdresser, and she said it moved her so much. And you know, we forget the power of a little card. It's just so nice to do that for somebody. And I don't think we do it enough. I'm just taking these off. I'm not putting them back carefully. I can do that later. Okay, so now we have a long congratulations. I should have maybe picked that up as well. A little thank you. A little hi, hello. Oh, that one's crooked. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. There. I'm going to stop for a minute. I don't know if I'm running out of room. I'm not running out of room on my block, but I might be running out of room on my paper. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, ink it up. Oops, that one's not on very well. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, they all look good. And now I have 2 left. And then we're going to get on to the fun part. Have you heard of a product called Memories and More? It's a line from Stampin'Up, and it's meant for easy scrapbooking. It's for pocket pages. And we have printed cards on different themes that you can use. But we also have plain, let me see, do I have this one already? Amazing. Yeah, I've got that one. So we only have 1 left. We also have plain cards, and there's 10 big ones and 10 small ones in a pack, and that's what we're going to use today. There, this is a great card of encouragement. You've come so far and accomplished so much. You know what? I'm not going to close that up. So here is what I'm talking about. Assorted Memories and More cards and envelopes. So there's 20 cards in there altogether. It says 40 altogether, but that's because there's envelopes too. Today I'm using mostly the little ones. They measure 3 1/4. If you fold them, they're 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then the big ones are 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we're going to use both. And the paper I want to use today is from, it's actually Christmas paper, but we're not making Christmas cards. So this is the paper. It is from the One Horse Open Sleigh suite. And I made a beautiful Christmas cards with this. This paper is lovely, but I wanted to show you that it can be used for far more than just Christmas. So I'm going to put that aside. I want to use, okay, we're going to start with the little one. So we're going to start with this little card. And do I have a block? I had a block. How do I lose these things? You know that great big block I was using? It's gone. Ah, I found it. Here it is. If you don't have a bone folder, just use the edge of a block and then crease your card nicely, like so. And then I'm taking a piece of paper that I've cut to 3 inches by 4 inches, like so. And on this one, oh, I saw there's more stamps that I forgot to show. We're going to use them now. Ah, I'm so excited. I totally forgot about these extra stamps. All right, so here I have a thinking of you stamp. And all I'm going to do is stamp it right on this paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? And that's it. We're going to just put some glue on the back of this, and you have a little note card. So, you know, whenever you hear something about somebody, that you read something on Facebook, that something's going on in their life, instead of just doing a quick Facebook post, write a little card, stamp a little card. When you have these Memories and More cards in your stash, it doesn't take you long to do this. Thinking of you. Now this would, this one is obviously, well, it's a winter scene, so you might not use that right now. However, that's okay. Now, I'm going to do one more. I just had this paper and I thought I want to use it. And oh, I'm going to do it sideways because it doesn't quite fit. This is great. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So happy that you are my person. Now we could You could do a mat. So I'm just going to lay this away for a minute. I'm not going to make this into a card. Now, I want to use this piece of paper. So we're going to get our paper trimmer and trim it to the right size. Oh, my paper trimmer sitting here. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches, maybe 3 7/8. So I'm just going to lay it here. Okay, I don't want that. I want to do it like so. I want this piece. I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. There. And then do 3 7/8. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I was going to make my card going there. Well, it's okay. I'm just talking to myself. This is how it works. Here. So here I've got my winter scene, and I'm going to be putting it on my card. But I want to change it up a little bit. So to make my card, I've got to make sure it's straight. So then you just take your corners, put them together like so, and then flatten it out with the block. Now I've got a nice straight card. And you remember that long stamp? This one? I want to lay it right down on the bottom. That looks good. And now I'm going to pick it up. Take this one off. And now we're going to ink it up. Here. I need my name. There we go. Early espresso. Tap, tap, tap. Now, because the letters are skinny, you especially want to tap lightly. Otherwise, you will get ink all over your block, and you won't be able to see where you're stamping. Oh, I see I had ink on my block. Good thing the card is... Oh, the card is 2 sides. Woo! Inside out it goes. There we go. Now we're going to do that again. Huff. Because it's been laying there for a minute. I'm going to carefully lay that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're wonderful, you're loved, you matter. And I just want that to go underneath here. So I'm just going to trim off a smidge from the bottom. And then I'm going to put this paper going right up to the top of the card. And just a little bit off. And let's have a look and see how that goes. So you can see how easy it is. Look how pretty that is. Look. Isn't that nice? It's so simple, and you hardly, and it will mean so, so much to somebody. We all need to know that someone is thinking of us, that we're not alone. You can be alone in a crowd. So that's why I love stamping. I love making cards. I love teaching people how to use the supplies, and I really love showing you that it doesn't have to be difficult. So this paper is available now. Let me just check to see what it's called. I have a piece in here, and the backing is in here. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. That's really cool. It's also called One Horse Open Sleigh, which is helpful, and it's number 162118. And what's nice, it also tells you here in the fine print all the colors that go with it. So when you order the paper, you want to make sure you have the ink or the cardstock to go with it. And you can see Early Espresso is in there. So I used Early Espresso. Anyway, if you have any questions at all, I have one more card to show you, and there's a story behind it. So I stamped on this little piece of tree paper. It's all from the same paper series. And today we're finally getting officially married. And you're thinking, what? You got married last August? Yes, we did. We did get married in a church celebration. But what a lot of people didn't know is that our paperwork wasn't in order. So we've been doing battle, going back and forth between the Netherlands and Canada. And finally, all the paperwork is in order. So today we're going in front of the Justice of the Peace in Schravenzande, no, in Naaldwijk, a neighboring town. Same town where my parents got married, so that's really cool. And we're making it official. So this little card is going to go to Gerard. And I thought, because it's a wedding, we need a little bit of bling. But did you know that it's difficult to have things adhere to sparkly paper? So I used a punch and cut out a hole. So that way I have extra. This card has to last a long time. We've got to show our great-great-grandchildren this card. There. I hope to have many, many years with Gerard yet. So we're going to put that on, and this measures 3 by 4, and then just give it a good firm press. And then we're going to pop this piece up. And what I'm going to do to make sure it sticks, oh, here's the punch out, so I can use this, I forget what this one's called, a fancy circle punch or something, because it's in the shape of a circle, but it's got wavy edges. So I'm going to put some dimensionals in the hole. So this is a great way to make your pretty paper last longer. And then I'm going to put a dimensional on each corner just to give it some balance. And so, yeah, I hope I have turned you into a believer for these packs of Memories and More cards. I hope to see lots of orders for them. Then I'll know. That's always a fun way to know if your video was effective or not. And if by any reason you can't order from me, did you know that on YouTube there's a little, I don't know, does it say donate button? Anyway, there's a way that you can actually give money to give a free cup of coffee or whatever. That's always nice. There. Isn't that beautiful? So I thought so too. Now I have 2 more cards to show you. I almost forgot, and they're so beautiful. I've stepped them up just a little bit. Awesome. I found my other cards. Take a look at this. How pretty is that? And then I really like this one because it just, you know, when you're falling apart, you don't want distraction, too much going on. And this is just a beautiful, calm scene. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is look what I did with the envelope. Isn't that pretty? Are you wondering how I did this? Let me tell you. Look, basic borders dies. Here we go. And I'm going to be doing this with my people in my primetime group tomorrow. I'm going to show them how to make these envelopes. But it's really simple. You just lay the piece of pattern paper and trim off the edges and close to the bottom, and then you lay it like so together, and you run it through the die cutting machine. So anyway, if you have questions about Primetime, that is an exclusive group that I have where I do a private tutorial that no one else gets to see every week, every Thursday. On Wednesday, I give them the, I give them the measurements so that they can prep if they want to make the card along with me. And then every month they get a 15 card PDF tutorial, and all that for $10 a month. The tutorial alone is worth $15, and it's just a wonderful community that that I've started in COVID, and it's been going really well, and I hope you join as well. Anyway, I'll put the link in the bio underneath in all the descriptions. I hope that you really enjoyed these cards. I hope you take advantage of the 15% off stamp sale today. And best of all, I hope that you have a super day, that you stamp through your stash, and that you send cards and happy mail to people. All right, have a great day. Bye.